Hello friends, welcome to another video. I know it's been a while since I did one because this book took me a while. The book today is The Secret Keeper by Kate Morton. This is the 12th and final book of 12 books recommended by 12 friends. This one was given to me and recommended by my mother. Last December when I had gone home to see her for Christmas, and also because she was dying. So it was one of her wishes that I have this book and that I read it for my 12 books recommended by 12 friends. I think she had just finished it herself and loved it and wanted me to enjoy it as well. So I have that little bit of memory from my mother with this book, which sort of taints it in a way. Like, I really wanted to love it because my mother loved it so much, which makes my perspective a little different, I guess. So I will read the little blurb on the back. During a picnic at her family's farm in the English countryside, 16-year-old Laurel Nicholson witnesses a shocking crime, a crime that challenges everything she knows about her adored mother, Dorothy. Now, 50 years later, Laurel and her sisters are meeting at the farm to celebrate Dorothy's 90th birthday. Realizing that this is her last chance to discover the truth about that long ago day, Laurel searches for answers that can only be found in Dorothy's past. Clue by clue, she traces a secret history of three strangers from vastly different worlds thrown together in war-torn London: Dorothy, Vivian, and Jimmy, whose lives are forever entwined. A gripping story of deception and passion. The Secret Keeper will keep you enthralled to the last page. Now, while I was enthralled during the last pages, it was not a page turner for me. The whole book is written in third person, and it jumps around from Dorothy's point of view to Jimmy's point of view to Vivian's point of view to Laurel's point of view. A few from, I think there's one from Dr. Rufus. Anyway, so the main characters are Dorothy, who is also Dolly, and her daughters Laurel, Rose, Daphne, Iris, and her son Jerry. We do mention Dorothy's husband a few times. I can't remember his name. I think they only call him Dad. Well, they do mention his name, but he's not a major player in the story. And then in the past, Dolly's people, so it's Vivian's husband Henry, Jimmy, Katie is a friend of Vivian's, Dr. Rufus is Dolly's childhood friend's dad, so she spends some time with him in London. Lady Gwendolyn is one of Dolly's bosses. She's hired as her companion, is an older lady during the war. And then Nella and Marty. Nella is in the past, Marty's in the present. So it jumps back and forth. There's the first chapter, I think, is in the late 50s or early 60s. I can't remember the year. It says it right at the beginning, but I can't remember. 1960s. Start of the 1960s. And then the rest of the book sort of jumps back and forth between 2011 and 1940-41 during the war. Oh, I think there's a couple chapters in the late 30s, like 38, 39 or something, just before the war. So it jumps back and forth. I'm not going to spoil the crime that Laurel witnesses, but it has to do with her mother. And in the future, it's Dorothy's birthday, but she's also on her deathbed. She's dying as well. So all the family's getting together, and Laurel witnesses this crime. So it's been driving her nuts. She wants to investigate it. So we go back and forth with Laurel trying to figure out what happened, trying to talk to her mom, but her mom is sick and not always coherent. And then we go back and forth. So in the past, what's happening with Dolly and Jimmy. So Jimmy is Dolly's boyfriend. Vivian is a girl she meets during the war at the canteen she volunteers at for the soldiers. They live in London during the Blitz, and the whole thing involves a really bad misunderstanding, some jealousies. Um, yeah, it's strange. It's strange. Vivian and Dolly both have connections by the fact that they're both orphans, that they lost their families to terrible accidents. You can see how the characters change and develop over time in the book, especially Jimmy, Laurel, Vivian. Dolly doesn't change as much as you'd think. You think she changes a lot? That's one of the twists. Okay, so I kind of figured out what was happening, and I thought I had figured out the mystery. And then right at the end, something else happens. Another secret gets revealed that I didn't figure out. I'm sure other people would have. Again, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I don't try and figure things out in advance. I like to be surprised when I'm reading books, and this one surprised me. I was not expecting these secrets. Um, they're good secrets. They changed my point of view of the book right near the end, because I was really starting to not like certain aspects, certain characters, and it changed things for me. The plot was, I'd say, fairly evenly paced, a little slow at the beginning, and then of course all the surprises and secrets being revealed near to the end, and then at the very end. Um, so I guess that last surprise is kind of a twist thrown in that you weren't expecting, which is kind of nice. The ending is mostly satisfying. I'm jumping around here. I should mention first that it didn't feel overly predictable to me, but I've never really read any kind of books like this before. I have read another Kate Morton, which was another murder mystery. Was it Kate Morton? If you look back in my... if I find it, if I have read another Kate Morton, I will put a link for it in the description box below. But it's a standalone book. There's no sequels. You don't have to read anything else. There is a little bit of romance in it, but not a ton. It's mostly about discovering the secrets that's going on. It didn't give me overly strong emotions. A little bit of frustration at some of the characters. Sympathy for some of the other characters. Yeah, the ending is definitely satisfying. All the secrets are revealed. Everything is wrapped up nicely. I did like it. I liked it enough. I would give it a 3 out of 5 stars. Good book, decent writing, likable and relatable characters. Nothing stood out to me though, not really, and I didn't find it a page turner. It took me weeks to read this, where the one I read previously I had it finished in under a week. I did enjoy it. I will probably not reread it. I want to hang on to it because my mother gave it to me, and this first year without her has been really tough. I'll decide, I'll think about it if I'm going to let someone else enjoy it or hang on to it for the memories. We'll see. I would recommend it, especially if you like mysteries and stuff like that, and stuff with history, because like I said, it goes back and forth between modern times and the war during like London during the Blitz, and like I feel like her historical stuff is fairly accurate. It's not overly detailed about the war or anything like that, but I found it interesting and compelling. It was yeah, it was a good it's a good read. Not my normal genre. Definitely not fantasy, definitely fiction. No mythical creatures, dragons or anything like that, obviously, but interesting. So I do recommend it. Check it out. Definitely not my normal genre, but interesting enough. I read the book. I read the whole thing. I did not finish it. One last thing before I go. You've probably noticed in the corner there's kitty litter again. because I have a new fur baby. He is very shy, and we've only had him for not even a week yet. So I'll probably try introducing him in the next video because I don't want to overstimulate him too much. Um, but yeah, he's cute and cuddly and adorable. And I'll see if I can remember to bring him out during the next video. Because yeah, he's definitely on the shy side. I'm hoping he warms up with time. Like I said, we haven't even had him a week. Anyway, I hope you guys liked that video. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.